Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylin and today's video is a get ready with me. We're going to be talking about life updates and updates on my foot injury, wedding updates, TV shows, back to school, and probably a couple other things sprinkled in there too. So if any of that sounds good or if you just want to kind of hang out with me, keep on watching. Before you get too far into the video, don't forget to click that subscribe button. I upload 2 times a week. It's totally free to subscribe and I would love to have you back again on the channel. If you are already subscribed, don't forget to click that like button if you like the video. It does really help my channel out with getting the videos out in the algorithm. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I have already kind of primed slash moisturized. I'm going to go ahead and get into foundation right away while I start talking. So how are you guys? How is the end of your July? What are your plans for August? I know for me, I've got the rest of this week off, and next week we already start back to school stuff. For any of you that might be kind of newer here, don't know, I'm a teacher full-time in the States, so we don't have kids coming back, like students, next week yet, but we do have meetings for us to get back into our classrooms, get set up, do some professional development type things. So that's gonna be next week. I don't know. I feel unready, but I am ready. Like when I think about, well, what do I actually need to do to get ready? It's not anything that needs to be done. I think my mindset is just not there yet, which that's definitely happened other years. And usually once I'm in the building seeing other colleagues and coworkers and things, then I kind of like, okay, my mind gets back in the groove of things. So just kind of hoping that happens again this year. I think I'm gonna do kind of a lighter look today, nothing too heavy. Even though school is not started, I have been at the school a lot because I am a percussion advisor, which basically means I'm in charge of the drum line for the marching band, and I go to all their practices. And they've been getting ready for the first football game of the season, as well as an upcoming parade. We have the Bratwurst Festival where I live, so I've been pretty busy with that. But it's been so humid where I live. I don't know what the weather is where you guys live. It hasn't been necessarily super hot, like it's not gotten past, oh, I'll say like 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which for Ohio in the States, like it certainly could get to 90, 95, but with the humidity and the air, it has felt so much hotter and just so damp and sticky and soupy constantly that I'm ready for it to cool off a little bit. I think I'm ready for the happy fall y'all season. Some of you might be still living your best in summer, but I've not really been living my best this summer because I feel like I can't get out and do much with my foot injury, which I know many of you have been asking me how it's been doing, updates, things like that. So I appreciate it. Thank you if you've reached out or kind of commented like, hey, how are you healing? How's things going? So I think last time I mentioned my fracture in my foot, which I'll go ahead and leave linked. I have a get ready with me explaining like how this happened and everything, this injury, if you haven't seen it. But I think in my cleaning video, I'll leave that link too, is where I showed you guys that I was in like a boot, kind of like an air cast, like fracture boot. I don't know what else to call it. It's one I could take on and off. I like took it off to shower and sleep, but I had it on other than that all the time. And I was originally only supposed to be in that for 3 weeks just to help kind of stabilize my foot while it was beginning to heal. I had a fracture in what's called the sesamoid bone, but after being in it for 3 weeks, went back, had a checkup, more x-ray. Ortho said, yeah, it's really not ready yet. You're gonna have to go another 3 weeks. So I went 6 weeks in that boot, which let me tell you, that was just a time for several reasons. So number one, it was sweaty as all get out in that boot, you guys. Like, I even went to band camp in that boot. I have, like, halfway on my shin, a tan line from wearing that boot on one side. And it was so sweaty and hot. So that was rough as far as wearing the boot. The other thing was with that, it it wasn't flat on the bottom, like it was curved, which made it easier to walk. You know, you could kind of rock on it, but it's not easy when you're just like trying to stand still because you're not on a flat surface, and I don't have the best of balance anyway. So that was a little rough, and it made it so I really couldn't drive because it's my right foot that's been injured. Like I felt like that just wasn't safe to try to be operating a vehicle on a rounded bottom of a shoe, and it was so wide, like hard to move, clunky back and forth between the pedals. So I have not been driving this whole time either. At first I also wasn't doing it because it frankly, like it was painful, and it was actually getting pains like in my heel and other places of my foot not related to the fracture. Well, I say not related, like other places of the foot that like the fracture is running along some kind of like tendon or nerve or something that they said might cause pain other places in the foot. So it's related, but it's not directly the fracture hurting, if that makes sense. By the way, I'm not talking about any of the products I'm using. You've probably realized that by now. But if you want to know anything that I'm using, I will leave it all listed in the description box down below. So I made it through the boot stage, was so happy, was like, okay, finally get to get back into a regular shoe, ready to be done with this, etc. And you know, he kind of said, move to another shoe, do it for about a week, and then I'll meet with you after a week, which I thought was smart to not switch me over into a shoe, like send me home and then have me switch, because then, you know, if it hurts, you just had your appointment, you have to wait till your next appointment. And so when I saw him, it was after I had already been in a regular athletic shoe for a week, gotten out of the boot, and it really was hurting, you guys. And it wasn't even, again, it wasn't even hurting like on the ball of my foot where I broke it, it's hurting like on the outside of my foot, which he thinks that I basically am walking weird and like compensating in a weird way with my foot still because of the fracture. I don't know. So I was like, well, what are we gonna do? Because it was not like a mild pain. It wasn't severe, but I'd say moderate in the middle. So I'm like, what are we gonna do about this pain? Because like, it's not as is. Like I can't walk on this like this. And he said he did not want me to go back to the like air cast fracture boot thing because he actually could see from the x-ray that I had lost or decreased some bone density, which he said is actually normal, like because I hadn't really been on it or using it and it had been in that boot for 6 weeks. It wasn't that that was concerning based on the current situation, but he didn't want me to go back in the boot to lose any additional bone density. So the kind of like solution to that was that he has given me like a brace that goes around my foot to kind of support the foot a little bit more and the fracture and everything so that it doesn't hurt the rest of my foot and I can walk normally. So that has helped tremendously. It has been almost a week since that appointment and when he gave me the brace, and it's night and day, guys, with and without that brace. So that's really good. I have another appointment in a month. He said it's just going to be a really slow heal because it's a bone in the foot, but he showed me on the x-ray we actually could see for the first time new bone growing in. I've never broken a bone. This is my first time. You have to let me know in the comments if you've ever broken a bone, but I thought the two pieces like would push back together and then heal. I didn't realize you actually like grow new bone that like fills in the middle. Bodies are amazing things. So yeah, you can like now see for the first time in 2.5 months since I heard it in the middle, like new bone filling in. But he also said like it's definitely not done filling in, and it could take a good 6 to 8 months for us to be like totally done with this injury. So I have another appointment in a month just because he wants to make sure there's continuous progress happening with the injury and that it is still healing and not stopping progress. Fingers crossed, we're still hoping it's going to heal without any surgery. So that's kind of where we are with that right now. It's like I said, it's not totally healed, but good news is it's starting to grow back. So I'm happy about that. Kind of sad though that I still can't, like I do have a lot of restrictions. Like he said, I still can't like go on walks for exercise. Still definitely not able to dance, which is tough because school is starting and I'm a show choir instructor. Like, that's what I teach, is choir. There's a lot of dancing involved with that. If you know what show choir is, it's essentially a group that sings and dances at the same time. So that's a real challenge. It's been tough because we've had some practices where I just have to try to like verbally describe a dance move without being able to physically show and model it. But I mean, I guess it just is what it is at this point. I told him too that my Peloton is just like sitting there mocking me, my bike, because I can't use it. He did say I could try getting on it and just like pedaling one-sided with my good foot as long as I don't put pressure on the other one. So I haven't tried that yet, but I would like to do something because I just feel like I've been so inactive. And the summer is usually when I like to ride my bike, get outside a bit for walks, get fresh air and things like that. And I have not been able to, which is sad because I know when school starts I have less time, and then the weather changes and, you know, we all get seasonal depression. So I may try that. I haven't yet. He also said, like, when it comes to driving, kind of like try it and see how it feels, since I haven't driven in a while. Since, like I said, in my boot, it just felt kind of unsafe. And before I got the boot, it did hurt to drive. So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to, I think, this week. Because it's like, Wes has been driving me back and forth, and my mom and my dad and my brother, to all these different appointments and to all of my practices at the school. And yeah, school's starting soon and they're not going to be able to give me rides anymore because they have their own jobs and things. And yeah, I'm a little nervous about that, but I feel like it's a 6-minute drive to where I work. I should be pretty good. Ooh. I have not tried this shimmer yet. This is from Copacetic Cosmetics and it's in the shade Tango. It's this fun kind of like pinky peachy gold. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on the injury front. I can give you guys further updates later if you're interested, but that's kind of really all I have to report right now. I know some of you have been asking too about some updates on the wedding front. If you missed it, I'm engaged, and so far pretty much all we've done is had our engagement party. I did buy, if you missed it, my wedding dress. I bought it, which somebody commented, and I'll just, I guess, say it again here too, and we're like, oh, wish we could have seen like some of your engagement party. And I just, you know, explained to that person, and they were totally cool about it. Like, hey, there were some family members, you know, at my engagement party that like, they're not wanting to be on camera, vlogged publicly, that sort of thing. So of course I'm gonna respect that. If they're not consenting to being put out on the internet, I'm not gonna do that. So that's why there wasn't really any content surrounding my engagement party, and there's not gonna be really any content surrounding my dress because Wesley does sometimes watch my channel and I don't want him to see it. So there will be some content though, don't worry. Like right now, we're kind of looking at venues. And I know which one is my top. Like, I've looked at several, which if you're interested in it, like, I haven't gone to like these places in person, so I can't do like a vlog of, you know, shots in person because I haven't gone. But I could show you guys pictures of things online if you're interested in seeing kind of what my options are, what I'm considering. But I know what my top pick is, and right now we're just trying to figure out what exactly to do within that pick, which let me explain. Like, it's kind of a big campus or area where I'm looking. It's outdoors, but they have several places outdoors. Like, there's a courtyard, there's a garden, there's a gazebo, like multiple places within this private property. And they basically have you choose which ones you want. I suppose you could go bigger even though you didn't need it, but they essentially tell you, like, we recommend this one for if you have 50 guests or 100 guests or up to like 300 guests, you know. So I think our next step is actually probably going to be to make a guest list, just because that's going to help us know like which size we could even do. Like I said, you obviously could go bigger, like even if you had 50 guests, you could do the 300 person venue, but we are also trying to be cost effective. Like I said, I'm a teacher. Wesley works full-time too. I'm not trying to make it like I'm the only income here, but we are very, very staunchly in the middle class section. So, you know, like everybody else, we got bills to pay. We're not trying to pay more than we have to with still getting something we'll be happy with, if that makes sense. I have so many little baby hairs that I can't stand. I just need to address it. Here's a little tip. If you're like me and you have flyaways, you can use product, but I swear sometimes it does not do it for me. Take a little clear eyebrow gel, or gel like what I opened in my Dollar General unboxing. I'll leave that linked if you haven't seen it. And that can help you to lay down your little baby hairs so they're not flying off all over the place. So yeah, that's the wedding front. We have a dress. We don't have a date because we don't have the venue booked yet at this point. We kind of know when we would like to do it, but we're flexible, you know. We're not like super attached sentimentally to any date, so we can go with what we need to get, you know, the venue we want. So that's kind of all the wedding updates that I have right now too. Once we have the guest list, then we can lock in the venue with like how many people and things like that. And then once we have the date, I feel like things will really start going. Because once you have the date, then you can start booking things like photographer, caterer, DJ, all of that other stuff. Like you can't really do any of that stuff until you have your date. And our venue is deciding our date. What else? Oh, I had my birthday last week. I turned 31. So that was pretty fun. It was pretty low key. My parents took me out to breakfast to kind of a newer place in town none of us had been. It was really, really good. And then I just kind of hung out. My brother installed some new shelves for me. You might be able to see a little bit in the background in the intro and outro of this video, but I've been really wanting shelves, and this is my beauty room. This is like what the wall looks like when that backdrop is not up. This is just like the paint. And I hadn't put shelves up because I'm now getting to the point, you guys, if you've seen my cleaning video, saw that I'm like running out of storage and I can't even see what I own to effectively use it and plan videos for you guys. So he installed shelves. I can give you like an updated tour of the room too if you're interested. And I've got like over half my collection up there organized already. It's a work in progress, but of all my eyeshadow palettes, so I can easily see and pull things. It's been so nice, you guys. It's been so nice just to have it all displayed out for me to see and really know what I have and not forget about it. So that was kind of his birthday present to me, was installing all that, because these are plaster walls, and let me tell you, that was not an easy experience for him to get these up. And then I also went over to some friend's house and we had a D&D campaign, which is really fun. It was really nice. My brother and his wife put up decorations for me and got me cheesecake. Fun fact, I don't really like regular cake. There's a couple I like exceptions. I do like carrot cake and spice cake, but not many cakes, and I would prefer a cheesecake, so that was really nice of them. Wes got me some really cute different gifts. Went over to my parents, they gave me some gifts. All in all, it was just a good day. So that's kind of all that's been up with me lately. Wes and I just finished Resident Evil on Netflix, the newest one. He hated it just because he said they got it wrong. It wasn't like the game. Like, he wants it to be verbatim what the game was. I don't mind that it's more of a like inspired by the world of type thing. But what do you guys think? When you see a show based on like a book or a video game or something like that, do you want it to be like, no, they got it wrong, like verbatim, or do you not mind if they like take a little creativity? I think next we're gonna watch the new season of Solar Opposites. It's on Hulu. And then I don't know what we'll watch. I mean, I'll be back in school by then, so I won't really have as much time to even be watching things really. But let me know what you've been watching lately. Maybe you can help us add to our watch list, since our watch list is getting down pretty short now. I just got to another bottle of dye, and you can probably tell my hair is pretty darn blonde again. That like turquoisey color was semi-permanent, so it's gonna fade over time. It's been, I don't know, probably 6 weeks since I dyed it. And I'm trying a different brand because you guys loved that it was blue, and I liked it too, but that's actually not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to come out mint, more of like a green undertone. So I got a different brand this time to see if we can make it actually more mint colored. But it might be my last attempt at mint. I don't know, we'll see how it turns out and how much I like it. I'm obviously getting more and more of my roots growing in anyway. I'm not gonna bleach them again at this point, so yeah, let me zoom out so you can kind of see the final look. All right guys, and here is the final look. Very simple, very summer. Like I said, just want a little something to go to practice. Here's the one shelf you guys can see, at least over here. You can't really see like anything else, but there's another shelf up higher here and here. And maybe if I keep this as my background, I'll get like some more things over here to hang and put up, just so it's not so like naked and empty, but it's a work in progress right now, you know? This is kind of what we have at this moment, but at least we have good lighting. I feel like at this point, it's pretty good lighting. So yeah guys, I hope you liked the video. That is all for this one, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!